Yeah. Next had this gold peak, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Wonder what it,
I for them all the time.
wonder what it tastes like.
Well, you're about to find out.
They're good.
As long as it's got sugar in it, anything's good for him.
Ooh, Bozo.
Yeah, I'm gonna just add a little more.
I know.
Like, really?
Well, I said you must not have told me I had to come all the way out here. He thought you coming in. He thought you coming back down. Get it.
I'd like to have a Mercedes or a Cadillac, but I couldn't afford insurance on either.
Oh, you got it. It's all up there.
You could just go that way and around. It's hard.
Yeah, that's
Right. But last time I went that way and around, I went on 9, yeah. So I went down there on that parkway, you know, by the wall, and it tells you right where to turn.
yeah, it's nice.
Well, it's not called 9. That's what threw me at first.
Big cool. It's good.
Yeah. Princess and had that
Gate
four-way thing there, yeah.
What's that Pandaria bread?
Panera bread?
Yeah. Like it.
Just ask them. They're going.
Yeah. No, you can't get over it.
Poison. You don't have to take with them.
Well, no, you can go this
Hold
way.
on tight, ladies and gentlemen. Our guest will be with us shortly.
Yeah, when we get down here, you might be able to go that way.
Yeah, I want to
Yep.
park it.
Yep, past the hall here, go back.
Got that one. You click on the whole thing? Wow.
What are they gonna do?
I bet they're gonna widen it all out.
Bypass or something, right? I don't know, I got right. Now, if they don't go, you can go, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're gonna widen out, go that bad, make it only.
Yeah, cause then they kind of bottle together and then it branch back out. That's kind of hurt that case business down there though. That's next fight. Turn. Not this thing.
Out.
Yep, it's dead end road, set road.
But that used to take you out to that. They make those white.
It's like there.
But before it was straight. Let's fuck this out.
You know? Probably one of the workers, huh?
Could be.
No one needs for his house.
Big old night.
Mom, did I give you the card?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Right, actually, right down.
Here's gonna take us up to it.
Look at that, Mom.
See?
Got that American flag on the side of the house.
Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear you, Jacob, but I can't see you.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sorry that took forever. I was trying to join Wi-Fi's and I joined and it made it worse. So I went back to mine and now here I am. And
Okay,
yep, I'm good now.
ready to do this, Jacob?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, we are live. So, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. Hold on tight. You're in for one incredibly awesome ride tonight on the Josh Mullen and Oliver S. Full Throttle Racing Show. #1 on YouTube. Tonight we have with us Bandolero superstar and racing superstar Jacob Bradley. Welcome to the show, Jacob.
Thank you.
So, Jacob, let's talk about your racing career. Where did this awesome journey begin for you?
So when I first kind of got into it, I started off in testing some Corvettes stuff. I ended up getting some Bandoleros, and our first, I'd say 3 or 4 years, we just kind of ran locally, ran around Wake County Speedway, saw National, and kind of went back and forth from those places, and kind of got our feet wet in that, and then we started traveling, going to the summer shootout and all the big events, and started going full time at it, and then we kind of just started moving our way up, started a development team to help out other drivers and kids getting into it. And here we are now, traveling all over, helping all these kids and doing what we can for them.
Okay, so Jacob, when you first started out, did you start winning races right away, or did it take some time for you to get there?
No, it took us a little while. I think my first win didn't come until I think my second year. And that was, I believe, at Caraway in the Bando. And then just kind of kept building off of that. And just once you kind of learn the car, and once I figured out what I needed to do inside and adjust and watching a bunch of video and looking at all the GoPro and learning it better.
Oh, that's interesting, yeah.
So, okay, Jacob, so what is the story behind your racing number now?
My number kind of floats all over. I started off when I first started, I was 42. 42 when I first got out of Bandos into the late model. That was 42. And then the last 2 years, my late model was 13. I drove a legend car. I was 13. And then earlier this year, we went to Winter Nationals. And that was when I got my 42 back, and we ran that. And then I using the 13 to 42 have been my primary. And when I run the super truck here at Nashville, which is where I currently am now for the spring nationals, I'll run 9.
Okay, so Jacob, when you win races, how do you celebrate your victories?
Uh, I mean, mostly just hanging out with all the everybody that helps out at the racetrack, hanging out, working on race cars. We don't really do anything too special.
Okay, so Jacob, with your racing career, okay, where it started out, where it's gone now, um, what are some of the biggest highlights of your racing career?
Probably when I won the Bando National Championship. That was pretty big, and I won that in 2021. And then I won the track championship at Wake County last year, and then the National Fairgrounds Championship in the Super Truck.
Okay, so when it comes to, okay, racing in general for you, what's an awesome day at the racetrack look like for you?
Uh, Everyone wants to win. That's nice. But now it's especially when I'm not racing. I'm just at the racetrack with the team, helping out a bunch of drivers. Sometimes coming home at the end of the day, learning much a lot. If you work learning a lot with the kids, getting them to develop what they need to do on the racetrack and learn and go forward, and then then get the job done and win. That's great. But bringing them all home in one piece is also very important.
So what's an awesome day at the race shop look like for you then?
I mean, the race shop's always busy. There's always something to do, something to improve or work on, or build a new car on downtime, or there's always something to do. And occasionally do some iRacing if I can, hop on there, do some of that with the kids. And uh, I mean, that tends to be a little bit more unorganized because you can't really control that as much, especially if you get some other drivers on there. But do what we can.
So where do you see yourself at in the next few years with your racing career?
I mean, hopefully moving up to doing some other stuff, big car stuff, and keep going with the late models. But yeah, I'm not really too sure what the future holds. Always want to grow and get better and try and go to the higher levels, but you got to do what you can. With what you got. So just working on the late models right now and see what we got going.
Okay, so Jacob, okay, what is your home racetrack you race on?
Wake County was our home racetrack when we lived in Chapel Hill and had a shop there. And our track is shootout Charlotte area.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's all on your racing crew?
Me, my brother, my dad, who's
But yeah,
working on the race cars. Occasionally we'll have some other people help out, but and then the drivers at the racetrack will help work on their stuff, clean the cars at the big events when we have the cars turned over and ready for the next day. But pretty much just me, my brother, and my dad.
Okay, so when it comes to working on the race car, what's your favorite job working on the race car?
I do all of it. I don't really prefer anything over the other. I'll do it all, so it doesn't really matter to me. I like all of it. It's all pretty enjoyable.
Okay, so who was the race car driver you looked up to growing up?
For me, it was always Kyle Larson. That was the reason for the number 42. When he was running Xfinity, always the 42. And Cup, he was the 42. So that's why I was always the 42.
Okay, so do you have a racing nickname?
No, not really.
Okay, so alrighty. So what racetrack are you racing this year?
We're the goal after here in a few weeks, once we get my car back together, uh, we'll probably try and hit some Hickory, some Ace, some Southern National, maybe some Fairway, and some other local racetracks.
Okay, so alrighty.
We'll end up
So
at Nashville this weekend, or so hopefully they can reschedule the truck race. If I'm not too sure anything here in Nashville what I could do, but
okay, so with your racing, okay, alrighty. With your racing, you give any advice for that for kids coming up in the racing world?
Anybody would
Sorry, what was
wanna.
Do you have any advice for the kids coming up in the racing world?
Whatever it's going through.
Well, always be always smart on the racetrack. Run through the field and expect good to come. So you gotta be smart on the racetrack. You gotta
I don't know how that if you have
be nice and respectful. But
bitch about time and money.
just be very respectful of.
I don't know how this is going to bill.
Yeah. It depends
Okay.
too, like driver wise, like where I think like where they plan on ending up. If it's more of a fun thing or a serious thing, because you do have that too. So it does depend there.
Okay. So where did Redhead Racing come from?
The name itself.
Yeah.
So me and my brother, when we were a lot younger, hair a lot more red than it is now, but that's where the name came from.
Okay. So already, who are some of your friends at the racetrack?
Oh, there's too many to list.
I told him, he better not come back and
Friends
bitch about
work with all the kids very well, so
everything.
I
I ain't gonna get the meantime.
there's so many. I don't know. I couldn't really say them all, or I'd forget a few. So a lot of the kids that we worked with either in the past or just hang out with our drivers that hang out with all.
It's so exciting.
But a lot of the friends I have are friends that I've raced too over the years and got to know, and we've had on the racetrack, and it just kind of builds from there.
Yeah.
Okay. So who do you have for sponsors on your racing team?
Redhead Racing, Race Wraps.
So you need me to run it just baseball.
They do
No, Matt's got your
gloves.
yeah.
They walk around shirts too, so they do all that.
So
No Boss of the Carolinas is another.
to give me more time because I'm maxed out.
Okay. So alrighty. So when you're at the racetrack, what's your go-to food?
At the racetrack, sometimes you got to go with what you got. But
I got to talk about going too. 5 o'clock down, that's built out.
You can't really
Down
eat
to
racetrack
have
hot.
like some
At fiber, it's not very fitting sometimes.
late where
So when you're away from the racetrack, what's your favorite restaurant to go to?
We travel too much. There's
back
down
there.
But nothing really specific.
No. I mean, I
Okay, when you're at home, what's your favorite home cooked meal your family makes for you?
I don't really have any favorites. I'm not too picky.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Who have
okay.
Brian.
So do you have any crazy racing stories you'd like to share with us about your racing career?
Our first race that me and Caleb, that my brother ran in at Wake County in the Bando, he did flip. I may have flipped him. That may have happened. And
This way, you Brian more sleep and
nothing too out of the ordinary.
I don't know.
Rex, when I was starting out and just learning and kind of getting better and learning what you can and can't.
You days out because I stay pretty much all of them.
Okay. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for helping you get this far with your racing career?
My parents are a huge one. My brother for all the support on and off the racetrack, and even when he's not there. And then all our friends, family.
I think it was last night. Got back.
And then the truck deal. Thanks to friends, lets me drive at Nashville, so that's always really fun to go do. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to do that this weekend because of the weather, but hopefully we can do that in the future.
Yeah.
So do you have a racing page the racing fans can follow you on?
Redhead Racing book.
Out there.
That's all.
So, ladies and gentlemen, go hit those pages there and follow Jacob Bradley in his racing career. So, I want to thank you for being on our racing show tonight, Jacob, and talking to us about your racing career.
Yep.
So, I'll have you step out, Jacob, and I'll call you in just a little bit to thank you in person, okay?
Yep. 10-4. Thank you.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jacob Bradley on our racing show. Him and his brother run Redhead Racing, and he has a successful racing career. So go hit up Jacob's pages that he's got involving his racing career. Racing news wise, ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Larson unveiled his paint scheme for the Indianapolis 500 this year. So definitely go take a look at the pictures of his racing. If his racing race car, he's going to race at the Indy 500 this year. Again, he'll be in car number 17. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, racing wise, John Force did announce he is pretty much retired now from racing. So Jack Beckman's driving full time in the funny car. And Jacob Allen, the World of Outlaw sprint car driver, announced that he is not driving anymore. So they're looking for somebody to fill that seat. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everybody for helping us out with our racing show. If you'd like to be on a racing show or be on a racing show, feel free to call us or text us at 712-209-7138 or email us at jjnolan151@gmail.com. Have a good night, everybody.